You know, we always look up to the stars when we think about the next great frontier. But what if I told you one of the most alien worlds imaginable is right here, on our own planet? Today, we're diving deep, really deep, into the most mysterious place on Earth, the Mariana Trench.
Okay, let's start with a fact that's just going to blow your mind. We have better, more detailed maps of the surface of Mars and even the moon than we do of our own planet's ocean floor. That means a whopping 95% of the deep sea is still a complete, uncharted mystery. And that just makes you wonder, right? What kind of secrets, what kind of bizarre life, what strange things are hiding in the absolute deepest part of that mystery? Well, let's find out. First things first, we have to try and wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this place. This is the Mariana Trench. So it's out in the western Pacific Ocean, and it stretches for over 1,500 miles. To put that in perspective, that's like 5 Grand Canyons laid end to end. And the pressure down there, it's over 1,000 times what we feel just standing here. It's like having hundreds of elephants stacked on top of you. That's the world we're about to explore. But to really get a feel for how deep we're talking, we need something to compare it to. So let's take the highest point on Earth and see how it stacks up against the deepest. The very bottom is a spot called the Challenger Deep. The official measurement? A mind-bending 36,037 feet. That's almost 7 miles straight down. Now, think about this. Mount Everest, right? The absolute pinnacle of our world, stands at just over 29,000 feet. The Challenger Deep isn't just a little deeper. It completely dwarfs it. Here's a crazy way to think about it. If you could somehow pick up Mount Everest and place it at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, its peak would still be more than 7,000 feet. That's over a mile underwater. An entire mountain range could sit on top of it, and you'd still be deep beneath the waves. So, what in the world could possibly live in an environment like that? You'd think nothing could survive, but you would be so wrong. The creatures of the deep are, well, they're so strange, they might as well be aliens. Meet the Mariana snailfish. This is the deepest living fish we've ever found. And it looks so delicate, right? Its skin is so translucent you can literally see its organs. But this little fish thrives under pressure that's equal to having 1,600 elephants piled on top of you. It's just an absolute marvel of evolution. And the survival tactics just get weirder. Take the anglerfish. The male is super tiny compared to the female. His one and only job in life is to find her, bite her, and then his body permanently fuses with hers. He basically just becomes a living parasitic sperm bank for the rest of his life. Talk about a clingy boyfriend, right? And if you thought that was weird, check this out. The giant amoeba. Now, usually amoebas are microscopic, but down in the trench, they can grow up to 4 inches long. That's huge for a single-celled organism. What's even crazier is that they're resistant to things like lead and uranium, toxins that would kill most other life forms. It's not just the animals that are bizarre down there, it's the sounds too. The trench is full of noises that have scientists completely stumped, and there's one in particular that sounds like it's straight out of a horror movie. The people who recorded it described it as starting with this low, deep moan, and then ending in a crazy, high-pitched, metallic shriek. It's this incredibly alien sound that will honestly just make the hair on your arm stand up. So let's break this sound down. It starts way down low, at 38 hertz, a frequency you'd feel more than hear. And then it just shoots up to a screeching 8,000 hertz. And it does all of this in just 3.5 seconds. That is an unbelievable range. Now, the best guess scientists have is that it's some kind of mating call from a dwarf minke whale. But there's a huge problem with that theory. These whales only mate in the winter. This strange sound, it's been recorded all year long. So to this day, nobody really knows what's making it. All right, finally, let's just talk about the trench floor itself. It is a truly alien world down there, a landscape of chemical extremes and things you just won't see anywhere else. I mean, the whole environment is just hostile. Most of the seafloor is hovering just above freezing. But then you have these hydrothermal vents that can suddenly spike to over 500 degrees Fahrenheit, and they're just spewing out this super acidic fluid. It's a literal world of fire and ice. And in this landscape, you find things like the Champagne Vent. It's called that because it's the only place on Earth we know of where pure liquid carbon dioxide bubbles right out of the seafloor. It's a totally natural thing, but it feels completely out of this world. So from its impossible depths and its bizarre creatures to its truly alien landscapes, the Mariana Trench really proves that the greatest frontiers aren't always out there in space. Sometimes they're deep beneath our own feet. And with 95% of it still totally unexplored, you're left with one big thought. The deep hides its secrets well. What on earth will it reveal next?